Good morning and welcome to MX24 News, coming to you live from the Silicon Square here at East Legon. My name is Godwin Nambo. In the headlines today, about a dozen perish as Nigerian forces reportedly opened fire on unarmed protesters. We have more from eyewitnesses as well as the very latest from a protest ongoing in Ghana to end police brutality. Also, 7 dead, with scores more said to be in critical condition as church building collapses. More from the eastern region where this rather tragic news is emanating from. And we'll also tell you about the opposition NDC, which is promising to win an additional 47 seats in parliament. We'll hear from the minority leader on what is informing this claim shortly. Details of these and more coming up in the news. And now some more details. Now, protests against police brutality in the Nigerian capital, Lagos, turned bloody on Tuesday after Nigerian forces reportedly fired live rounds into a crowd of unarmed protesters. The protests have been ongoing across the country for nearly 2 weeks over widespread claims of kidnapping, harassment and extortion by a police unit known as Special Anti-Robbery Squad, Sars. On Tuesday, the Lagos State Governor imposed a 24-hour curfew and deployed anti-riot police to the city. Some reports suggest the shooting occurred after the curfew, while others insist it occurred prior to the curfew taking effect. Now, MX24 News cannot independently confirm the authenticity of videos making the rounds on social media, but let's take a look at some scenes of the alleged shooting.
What excuse this guy in
Nigeria be that too.
What excuse this guy in And I know if you kill us, finish. We there here. Man, I shoot us, we know if we die.
To get where we do our things, see their things.
Star.
Now the MI where you now be this. I will see their name.
And those were videos making rounds on social media last night. Now let's cross over to Nigeria and speak to someone who witnessed this unfortunate incident as it unfolded. Ifeoluwa Onotanamere was one of the hundreds of protesters at Lekki on Tuesday night. He's joining us on Zoom. Ifeoluwa, thank you for joining us this morning. Thank you for joining us. Now,
good morning.
Right, if you can hear me, Ifeoluwa, please tell us. The military tweeted this morning denying claims and videos making rounds on social media about firing live ammunition into unarmed protesters. Can you corroborate these videos for us? How authentic are these videos we're seeing on social media?
Sorry, can you come again with your question, please?
I'm asking, can you corroborate the videos on social media for us? Are these authentic videos? Can you confirm? Because the military has denied.
Yes, those videos were authentic. Those videos were real. Because as of yesterday, by 12 noon yesterday, the Lagos State government declared a curfew, a 24-hour curfew that will take effect from 4 p.m. And there's no how in Lagos State you can declare a curfew that will take place for 4 p.m. by 12 o'clock because people won't be able to get home. Lagos State has the largest population in Nigeria. If we are declaring a curfew for people to go home, remember that we have bad road, we have construction of road, we have 2 major construction of road going on in Lagos. The major bridge in Lagos, that's the Tomilambi, that's the longest bridge in Nigeria, or the biggest bridge in Nigeria, is going under construction. And that been linked over to almost like 300 or over 400 places in Lagos that you can connect with that bridge. So if you are doing a curfew and you're telling us that, and that road is being blocked, and telling us that people should go in by that time, I'm not sure that can take place. So the governor declared a curfew for 4 p.m. by 12 noon. Everybody were trying to get him, but they could not get to him. Then by 7 p.m., we already see people, the military officer at the Lekki toll gate by that time. But before that time, by 11, around early in the morning, around 11 a.m., the governor, the people in charge of the Lekki code gate already removed the CCTV camera outside the place. They already removed it out. They're already removing everything so that they won't be able to show their bad, evil way of what they want to do at night. So by 7:15, the governor now said he has extended the curfew to, to 9.
9 p.m.
Why will you declare a curfew that will end by 4 and say again by 7:15, according to the chief press secretary, showing on Twitter, he posted around 7 o'clock that the curfew has been extended to 9. Who does that in a world democratic country? Okay, I agree you said you extended it. But the military officer, according to the video post showed online, the live video that majority of us joined, which shows DJ Switch, one of the people at the protest ground, by 7:15, the military officer were already shooting. Right, and there is nobody that can tell us that that's not a military officer shooting, because those people were really on military camo, and the way they were shooting, they were really a military officer. And the people who picked the bullet from the floor, one of the bullets shows a number. I guess if you're very good with investigating journalism, you notice that the military has the number on their code, on their bullet. So by the military, the code on that bullet was NNY 2005. So that's the military code.
Right, very interesting. Right. So can you tell, has it been confirmed the number of people who probably died last night?
So according to my sources, we gathered that 75 people were dead. But while the state governor was giving a broadcast today, the state governor said no casualty was recorded, that no fatality. And that's a lie, because according to the live video we were joining through yesterday on Instagram, we realized a lot of people were being killed. During the live video, I had to go off because I saw someone being shot at the brain, dying lifelessly. So
you saw this yourself?
They're doing a live video. I'm showing that people have been. I saw it myself because we were all joined online. We had those videos. If you can check some Twitter page or you'll see some of those videos and some of the people dead. So if you have something like that, and the state governor is coming by this time, giving a live broadcast, and nobody is dead, I think we have to ask ourselves what type of country we are in Nigeria.
Okay, if you're Lua, there have been calls for ECOWAS leaders and other African leaders to speak on the matter. But aside the Lagos State governor, which you mentioned, has there been any official statement from the president or from government?
The worst part of this issue is what we wanted was end Sars, but the government was so to speak. He said he has spoken with the IG, that the IG will enter. But in 2017, I'm trying to pick up something. So in 2017, precisely December 2017, the ID said they banned Sars, but we still continue. In 2018, September 2018, the ID said they banned Sars. We still have the same issue. We still have the same Sars. In 2020, the ID in October, that was when he said the ban Sars. What we all wanted was let's ban this Sars. We can't continue. If you are telling me the same ID is the one banning Sars, that means you can't tell me everybody's having trust issues with that IG. So we want a presidential order. That was what we asked for. A presidential live broadcast. But we're not getting it.
One of the people who have been very vocal during this time is Adamu Gaba, who has said that there's a deliberate attempt to cause fear and panic in Nigeria. What do you make of this? Because according to him, the NSAS protest has now aggravated into something else.
No, that's a lie. For me, I wouldn't like to use the foul language on the live TV. But for me, Adamu Gaba is something I don't want to discuss about, because I, for example, put on a short knicker on a Tuesday afternoon. I run a cleaning agency. Put on a short knicker on a Tuesday afternoon with a shirt and a sneakers, going to a construction site to see one of my clients. And I was stopped by a Sars official at my 2. And they were telling me that because I'm putting on a short knicker, I'm dressed, I'm being responsible, and I'm a fraudster.
Right.
And the worst part of this issue was, and they told me that if I don't have money, that they have POS.
Very interesting.
POS.
Very interesting.
What is this country turning to? So in Nigeria, you can't put on a short knicker, you will be labeled as fraudster. You can't be on a dreadlock or put on or dye your hair, you will be labeled as fraudster. I was stopped in a Ikeja by Sars official and told me at the age of 23, when he was 23, he didn't have the phone, Android phone, and he didn't own a laptop. Why me at the age of 20? Why would I own a phone and a laptop?
Right. Very, very interesting.
What are we turning into? So in Nigeria now, if you own an iPhone in Nigeria, you are definitely going to be stopped by
Quick,
Sars, because
right.
a federal Sars officer, because they'll tell you
If you all are,
that's
for the
your
sake of
badge.
our time, could you briefly tell us what's happening currently this morning?
Okay, this morning, according to this morning, after checking online, going through online, after the military officer shot this morning, and according to my sources, by 9:10 this morning, 9:10 this morning in Nigeria, the military officer are still shooting at toll gate.
9:10
And the only
in the
reason why
morning.
this morning, yes, and the
Wow.
other reason why, because as at yesterday when he declared the curfew,
Is the
the only
media in
person that
Nigeria
was
reporting
having,
this? Is the media in Nigeria reporting this? Do they have videos of this?
some media houses are not reporting, but I know a TV station, Arise TV, report this. And according to Arise TV, by 9:15, when I was listening to Arise TV this morning, there was a sniper on top of an access bank building close to that Lekki gate.
A
So according to the
sniper.
CEO, a
Wow.
sniper, and people are telling, and this morning, as at yesterday night, the Nigerian military officer came to debunk that it was not a military, it was not the military
Person.
personnel that went
Right.
to the Lekki gate
Right.
to shoot.
If
So
you
at that time, it's only a military officer that can be able to go upstairs of a building and become a sniper. A normal talk can't do that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. If thank you very much for your time. I wish we could have this conversation further, but we'll call you as and when we need you. Thank you very much for joining us. Ifeoluwa is one of the protesters last night at the Lekki toll gate. Meanwhile, back here in Accra, Nigerian nationals have massed up at the Nigerian High Commission in solidarity with their brothers and sisters back home. My colleague MX24 is stationed at the premises and joins us with updates via Zoom. MFR.
Right, Gordon, I can hear you clearly.
Yes, MFR, good morning and thank you for joining us. MFR, can you bring us up to speed with what is happening this morning at the Nigerian High Commission?
Right, Nigerians in Ghana basically came to the Nigerian High Commission to protest against Sars and especially about what transpired yesterday at Lekki toll gate in Lagos. They're asking that Buhari resigns. That is one of their key requests. But however, the police here are also questioning the legality of the protest. They are saying that they don't have a legal permit before you organize a protest or embark on a demonstration. You need a legal basis to do that. So the police have asked them to go and get that particular document that allows them to do the protest before they are allowed to protest. They've been trying to get them off, but a number of them are still lurking around. If you look behind me, a number of them are still there. They are still demonstrating. The more you ask them to go, the more people even join. The police are trying to calm things down, and that is what the situation is right now. But basically, they're asking that Buhari, which is the president of Nigeria, resigns.
Right, MFR, and also, has the High Commissioner in any way come out to address these protesters?
Well, I spoke to the security officials at the Nigerian High Commission, and they told me the Nigerian High Commissioner is not here. She has not arrived at the premise yet. However, there is a representative from the embassy that came out to speak. He initially said he was not going to speak, but he came out and said the embassy or the Nigerian High Commission is doing their best. They've sent the petition to Nigeria, and as it stands now, their hands are tied, and they're just waiting for the Nigeria government over there to do what they're supposed to do. They're asking them to calm down. But let me quickly speak to a protester. He came here to also protest. He came here to speak on what's happening. Let me speak to you. Tell us why you are here, what you intend to achieve.
I'm here because I am the voice of a generation that has been frustrated by the Nigerian government. We're so tired of not being listened to. We're tired of being murdered and killed, abused by the very ones that were called to be our protectors. So we just came here to make it known to the public that injustices of the Nigerian government, and hope to appeal to the bodies of government, within Africa and outside of Africa to help us, to help calm things down in Nigeria.
Right, you just heard him, and basically some delegates over here to have gone to the regional police to ask for that legal backing. But it will take about 5 days for them to get there. But they are still lurking around, they are still protesting. The police is trying to calm things down. But so far they are around, but not at the front of the Nigerian High Commission where they were initially stationed. The police were able to send them away to the back there. But still, the protest is still ongoing, and they are trying as much as possible to calm things down. The police are saying that unless they ask for permission, they're not allowed to. But this is so far what is happening in the Nigerian High Commission. And people are basically saying, end SARS, the Nigerian president must go.
Thank you very much, Gigi. We'll come back to you for more updates. And a gentleman with a bold inscription, End SARS 2020, at the Nigerian High Commission, where Nigerians in Ghana are also joining their brothers back home to call for the end to police brutality. Moving on, mother of prime suspects in the murder of law lecturer Professor Emmanuel Yalbene says she has cause to believe her son James Nana Womba was murdered. James Womba, who allegedly confessed his involvement in the murder of Professor Bene, is said to have died in a police hospital in Accra on Saturday, October 17 at about 10:15 a.m. Madame Talata, in a conversation with Accra-based local radio station Ghana Report, said the last time she saw her son was on Monday, October 12, and nothing seemed to have been wrong with him. She continued that she was only informed 2 days after her son's demise by the police, a move which gets her wondering what actually happened to her son.
The police said he was ill, but no one called me to inform me about it. It was his girlfriend who told me that he wasn't feeling well, and after visiting him, she didn't even come to tell me anything. It was his girlfriend Veronica who goes to feed him. I only give him money. I don't give him food at the police station. My son couldn't have died just like that. Someone killed him.
Still to come, 7 people have died after an uncompleted church building collapsed at about 2 p.m. on Tuesday, October 20 at Achim Batebi in the Asene Manso Akroso district of the Eastern region. That and more coming up after this break. Stay with us.
Shop online, get free swipes, and enjoy greater security with a card that turns banking on its head. That's Africanacity. That's ABSA.
It's looking really good.
They'll go with a 4-4-2 diamond formation for that early lead.
An early goal will settle the nerves.
Their away team has been in bad form. They will feel the pressure.
The home sides kept 2 clean sheets in a row.
It's all about momentum.
Who will have the stamina to last the 90 minutes?
The star striker is suspended.
They've got no kappa.
The marking will be tight.
This will be won or lost in the midfield.
This is why I bet.
This is why I bet.
This is why I bet. Betway, for the love of the game.
During tough times, we need a competent leader we can trust to keep us all safe.
Nana gave me free water when I needed it most to keep me clean and safe from COVID-19.
Nana gave me lower cost of internet during COVID-19 to operate my small business from home.
Nana told us to trust him to keep our children safe from COVID-19 when we send them back to school. Nana was right.
Nana gave me free electricity in my hour of need during COVID-19.
Nana told us to trust him to keep Ghana safe from COVID-19.
MX24 News live from the Silicon Square here in East Legon, Accra. My name is Godwin Nambo. We're also streaming live on Facebook at MX24GH. Now, 7 people have died after an uncompleted church building collapsed at about 2 p.m. on Tuesday, October 20 at Achimbatebi in the Asene Manso Akroso district of the Eastern region. At the time of the collapse, about 40 worshippers of the Church of Prosperity were in the 4-story building facility. Reports indicate that scores more remain under the rubble almost 24 hours after the incident. Eastern Regional Correspondent Kweku Apenting has more in this report, read to you by Ajwa Tinkrama.
Organization NADMO, Ghana National Fire Service, Police and Ambulance Service visited the site of the collapsed story building. According to Wellington Jan, the district's NADMO coordinator for Asene Manso Akroso, 13 victims have been rescued. 1 is in critical condition at the Oda Hospital in the region. 6 people have unfortunately died, while 6 others have been discharged. It is believed that many are still trapped under the ruins. Some rescued members of the church spoke to MX24 News.
My father brought me here to come and pray because he has a friend here. When I finished praying, my father's friend was with a group of people who said they were fasting. So I wanted to tell him I was leaving. When they finished praying and joined us, they said there is a snake, so they need the men here to kill it. That's when we saw the building starting to collapse. We all started running for our lives, but some of the blocks fell on my back and I fell.
We were fasting, so we had to sleep. We heard chaos outside and people shouting that the building was collapsing, so we all had to run for our lives. I think we were about 62 people in the church. I can't see anything. The dust is in my eyes. I really can't see.
Those were settlers of Achimbatebi crying over there after a church building collapsed on almost 40 people. Now joining us on the phone is architect and technical lead on built environment at the Bureau of Public Safety, Samson Deklu. Good morning, sir, if you can hear me. Hello, Samson. Hello, Samson. Okay, we seem to have challenges talking to Samson, but in this story, about 7 people have died after an uncompleted church building collapsed at about 2 p.m. on Tuesday, October 20, at Achimbatebi in the Asene Manso Akroso district of the Eastern region. At the time of the collapse, about 40 worshippers of the Church of Prosperity were in the 4-story building facility. Reports indicate that scores more remain under the rubble almost 24 hours after the incident. Eastern Regional Correspondent Kweku Apenting brought this to us. And we're trying to get Samson Deklu, who is a public safety expert, to talk to us. Samson, if you can hear me. Hello, Samson. Mr. Deklu?
Yes, sir.
Beautiful. Mr. Deklu, thank you for joining us. Now, what could have gone wrong in the construction of the building that resulted in this?
I think good morning to your listeners, to all and the viewers. Let me say that much. So a lot of things.
Samson. Hello, Samson. Samson, can you hear me, please? Right, we're having some challenges talking to Samson. We'll bring you those details later. Now, this year's December 7 election promises to be very interesting, as several interpretations have been given to the positions of candidates on the ballot paper after the Electoral Commission successfully conducted the balloting process for qualified presidential aspirants. The governing New Patriotic Party took the #1 position on the ballot sheet, followed closely by the major opposition party, the National Democratic Congress. Deborah Busumuru witnessed the entire process yesterday and has come through with this report.
Commission of Ghana, led by Jean Mensah, officially conducted the balloting processes for qualified presidential aspirants and political parties for the upcoming December 7 polls. The balloting was done in 2 stages, with the first determining the order of picking the ballots and to determine the order on the ballot paper. The second stage was to determine the positions on the ballot paper. However, the process began on a rough note, with the National Democratic Congress crying foul over EC's decision to adopt new measures for the balloting process. Deputy General Secretary of the party, Peter Boama Otukono, accused the EC of being biased and not being transparent with the process.
This is balloting. This is not your official decision. This is something that we have to do. All of us collectively, we are supposed to pick the ballot. So you can't say, allow me to express my concern. Otherwise, I mean, then what do you invite them for here?
Okay with it.
So my concern is that simple. My concern is that we are coming to do balloting. The essence of balloting is transparency and remove every element of bias. What we are saying is that there are 12 political parties. 11 political parties, 1 independent candidate. They are not going through the balloting. But to remove the element of bias, it is just fair that we see how the ballot is prepared in front of us. It's just 1 to 11. It is for this reason why even the main election, the ballot paper, it is provided in the law that political parties provide agents at the printing house. So you can't go and sit knowing this law, having prepared the law yourself. Then you sit in your room and do numbers without our knowledge, put them in, shout them in.
Now, despite the process beginning on a rough note with the NDC crying foul, the 2 major political parties were happy with the positions they had. The campaign manager of the NPP, Peter McMahon, said although they wanted number 4 to go with their 4 more for Nana slogan, they are, however, happy and lucky they got the number 1 slot because it means victory.
We are going to be number 1 in the general elections. It means we are going to be number 1 in the general elections. And we appreciate the luck that has befallen on us today. And you know our brand, Nana Akufo-Addo's brand, and Osuno MPP's brand is very, very popular. So coupled with the number 1, it makes it number 1 also on the result sheet.
And that was Peter McMahon speaking at the Electoral Commission. That's about it for this afternoon's edition of MX24 News. Chenchehine Kwabna, Chenchehine Boating, looking fly in a suit, is ready to bring us opposing views. Looking good, my brother.
Godwin, I can see you're also looking very good. And I was really following closely those rather disturbing stories. Today appears to be what? Very...
sad. Yesterday, starting from yesterday. Yesterday was a Nigerian thing.
And really sad one. I wonder what, say, legislators can do for persons who were actually under this rubble, and quite a number of them, I'm told, are still there and they need some support. I don't know, what do you think?
Indeed, it's rather disturbing. What I heard was the fact that they had gone there to pray for their pastor, whom they had heard was not feeling well, and he wasn't even at the church premises at the time. So this is rather sad, and we hope the fire service will come to their aid as soon as possible. What's happening on Opposing Views today?
Well, today, quite interesting. We are dealing with attrition in Parliament. There are a lot of concerns about the quality in Parliament going down, reducing drastically, because quite a number of very experienced hands are now leaving the scene. Also about how the electorate just end up voting out people just when they are getting comfortable. So you go into Parliament, it takes you a while to settle. As soon as you settle in, then they say, you know what, off you go, on to the next one. And some say that is really a problem and is not really allowing the various constituencies to develop as much as they should. But we'll delve more into those details right here on Opposing Views today.